Hello, this is the Tradesight Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Tuesday, the 28th of April, 2015. Hope you had a good trading day. We had a decent trading day here at Tradesight and Stocks and Futures and Forex to start the week, and we are now entering the second day, Tuesday. I hope things do pick up a little bit. Let's talk about what happened on Monday. First of all, the market gapped up, pushed up a little bit, and actually you can see here the ES made a new all-time high on the futures. But keep in mind this green line, that's the static trend line of the last 9-bar move down. It's not lined up with the old high that happened back in February. It's actually a different line. It was the high last Thursday and Friday. We basically moved above it today, made a new high, but then closed back under it and near the lows of the session. So a downward reversal day against the highs. Not really a bullish or a good sign, generally speaking. Here's a look at the, so the S&P lost 8 points. Here's a look at the cash index. Again, you can see the new high. NDX lost 11. I had talked about that possible island reversal formation if we gap down today over the weekend. We did not, but by the way, this can still be a 2-day island. So in other words, if we were, since we basically traded, near the range of that upward day on Friday, the gap up day, we could gap down Tuesday morning and now form an island. It would be just as powerful. So be aware of that. SOX index gained 2, not much there. Here's the big one. Remember that 13 sell signal that Rich pointed out? He had a separate video on YouTube. You can go back and check out last week when it was setting up. Got a 13 sell signal last Thursday, and look at the big down day, 156 points down on the biotech index for the session. Some of the bigger stocks in the market, Google lost 7.5, coming back towards filling that gap. Apple was actually up 2.5 after a gap up. The VIX gained 0.83, still near the lows of the year after a new closing low back on Friday. Crude oil closed fairly flat, 56.99. Gold was up 27 points. The TRIN closed at 0.96, 10-day moving average 1.06. Volume looks strong here. It closed at 1.99 billion shares, but the stock AMAT was trading super heavy volume for the session. Here's a take a look at that. So heavy that what usually is about 15 million shares a day was 219. So there's an extra 200 million shares just in that one stock. If you back that down, it's still a decent, almost 1.8 billion share day on the NASDAQ, which has improved from what we've been seeing. So I'll take it, and we got some decent action from our trade calls too. So overall, no complaints about the day. But I guess there's some complaining because the afternoon was not super exciting. So here's a look at the ES. Now we can switch back to 5-minute bars because we're doing the week. And you can see what happened. Gapped up, held the level for a bit, swept the highs, came back in, filled the gap entering lunch, and proceeded a little bit lower and then drifted lower into the close. I should point out, if you look at the NASDAQ futures, this is kind of interesting. Gapped up, pushed higher, got a Comer 13 sell signal on the high, second to the high candle of the day. Proceeded to stair step down for most of the session, got a Comer 13 buy signal at the low candle of the day. Doesn't get much cleaner than that when you're looking at those Comer bar counts, does it? All right, so what do we look for on Tuesday? Well, hopefully a better trading day, better volume. Tuesdays are usually better than Mondays. We have some minor economic data that's due out in the form of the Case-Shiller 20-City Housing Price Index at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and then 30 minutes into the market at 10 a.m. is the consumer confidence number. That can move the market, and so we'll see what we get there. Obviously, if we continue to the downside, or especially if we gap down and create that island, that's going to be really negative for the market, and we're starting to look more on the short side. I hope you have a great trading day. We'll continue to update you as the week progresses. Charts brought to you by eSignal as usual.